So how does a positive learning environment lead to these results? A positive learning environment increases positive emotions. According to cognitive neuroscience, emotions impact the following 5 areas: attention, memory, and learning. When we're sad, stressed, afraid, or don't feel like we belong, we simply can't learn. But when we're excited, optimistic, and feel connected, we thrive in any situation. Stress levels reduce brain function and physically damage brain cell connections. Decision making. How many times have we been frustrated or stressed and have made bad decisions? But when we're calm, curious, and motivated, we improve our problem-solving ability. Relationship quality. Negative emotions affect those around us. They affect our decisions, our ability to connect, empathize, and seek support. Yet, when we're in a good mood, we're more likely to help others, be more patient, manage our emotions, and strengthen our relationships. Physical and mental health. Stress simply drains our energy and damages our cardiovascular system, nervous system, and immune system, leaving us vulnerable to sickness and even disease. Negative emotions also lead us in a negative downward spiral of thoughts, emotions, and negative behaviors that impact our mental health. Negative thinking patterns are a fundamental cause of mental disorders. Positive emotions directly strengthen all our body systems and help us take actions that improve our physical and mental health. Performance and creativity. We all remember times when we get into flow, a heightened state of creativity and problem-solving ability. But the moment we feel threatened, undervalued, unwelcome, criticized, and unsupported, our performance and creativity plummet. So the bottom line, positive emotions strengthen these 5 areas of our lives, and negative emotions compromise them. We are wired to connect. What's the best thing we can do to increase the type of positive emotions that help our students thrive? The answer is human connection. We can increase human connection through the relationships and supportive classroom community we build. This is because our desire to connect is more innate, urgent, and essential than we have ever understood. It is a mechanism that allowed our ancient ancestors to survive, grow, reproduce, and thrive, because survivorship increased when we banded together as groups or tribes. Neuroscience can also help us understand the profound impact of human connection. The urge to connect is so imperative that the pain of social rejection targets the same area responsible for the sensation of physical pain. Multiple studies show that human connection reduces our pain perception, improves our healing, immune function, longevity, and happiness. Human connection is also critical for a child's physical, emotional, and cognitive development through strong, nurturing parent or caregiver connection. Strong relationships also protect us against the harmful effects of stress, trauma, and other negative emotions. A compassionate teacher can actually reverse the adverse effects of parental neglect and other trauma even way into adulthood. When we are stressed and seek support and human connection, the brain chemical oxytocin is released, which counteracts stress and has numerous physical and mental health benefits. This improves our resilience and emotional management abilities. Social learning through discussion and cooperative learning groups greatly enhances our attention, learning, memory, creativity, and fulfills our need to connect. But it's not my job to build relationships. There are 2 beliefs commonly held by educators. There's the view that being cold and strict, also known as tough love, will help students succeed in a tough, uncaring world. This means I'll have high expectations and provide you with the tools to get there, but I won't tell you or show you that I care. I quite frankly don't care if you like me, and I won't make the effort to get to know you because I'm here to teach and not build relationships. This belief is based on the idea that 1, if we build relationships with students, then they'll expect other environments to be warm and welcoming, and that would be a disservice since college and life will be tough and won't care about their feelings. Number 2, students will have no choice but to toughen up in a cold and strict classroom. And 3, teachers with this view fear that showing care will diminish their power and control because students will take advantage of them, break all the rules, and they won't learn. So the idea is that I'll be tough just like the real world is, so students will have to learn SEL skills on their own. And this way, they can succeed in any environment in the future. The challenge with this view is that students who are already strong in SEL will thrive under strict, emotionally distant, uncooperative classrooms, leaving the majority of students having to learn SEL skills on a sink or swim basis, because the teacher chose not to prioritize and model community building, empathy, vulnerability, unconditional positive regard, and other relationship skills that are essential to SEL learning. This especially impacts students of color who thrive under community-oriented classrooms. According to Dutch sociologist Geert Hofstede, approximately 80% of the world has a collectivist culture that emphasizes relationships, communal interdependence, and cooperative learning. The collectivist worldview is common among Latin American, Asian, African, Middle Eastern, and many Slavic cultures, and 20% of the world practices an individualistic culture that emphasizes individual achievement and competition. Most European cultures were rooted in an individualistic mindset. Another challenge with the cold and strict belief is that, as we just saw in the Power of Emotion section, humans don't thrive in high-stress classrooms devoid of personal connection. Since the main goal is for students to learn, this environment actually hinders the development of SEL substantially for all learners, including any academic learning. In this environment, the stress of having to pull yourself up by the bootstraps and having to learn SEL on your own adds to the multiple stressors students already have. This results in frustration and a lack of psychological safety that can manifest in behavioral problems, further academic decline, and disengagement. The second view prioritizes the learning of SEL skills by creating a warm and strict environment where these skills can flourish. The teacher clearly communicates through words and actions that he or she cares, has high expectations, and believes that students can achieve their goals. This teacher's goal is for all students to learn SEL in an environment where the brain thrives, knowing that this gives students a better chance of succeeding in life and other challenging environments where a sense of community and care will be absent. The warm and strict teacher believes in true SEL learning equity for all and does not leave SEL learning to chance or a figure it out because life is tough mentality. Students with strong SEL skills, built from positive learning environments, have a much higher chance of thriving in the brutal and competitive world. Let's also remember that as adults, we also want this environment in our own workplace. We want to feel valued by our colleagues and administrators, connected, supported, a sense of belonging, trusting of our peers, and to feel safe to take risks. Why would we expect anything less of our students?